afternoon, everybody. Today we were at Union Field to kick off opening day for the West Effort Eagles as they faced Audubon, the Green Wave. We have Brian Gallagher starting the day off for the Eagles pitching. Good hack right there. It's a great way to start off the game for Audubon right there.
What are you using two hands for? I can't hear it. Is it tight? Yeah.
Batting for Audubon's catcher, Ryan Zimmer.
Xavier Massey, Jr., leading the game off for Audubon with a strong hit right down the third baseline, get into the outfield, and that's what the Green Wave needs right here to start the game off. Brian Gallagher throws the second pitch, swing and a miss right there. Up right now is number 10, Ryan Zimmer, for the Audubon Green Wave. Pitch two. We got a steal attempt already. Joey Sikora with the throw. And good steal attempt right there by Xavier as he gets in and slides in at second base to advance. Looks like Audubon's going to be aggressive today as we already have a stolen base and the first two pitches they've swung. Brian Gallagher steps off, looking to see if Xavier's going to keep stealing. Another good hit right there. Good play. Gets the double play right there. It's a heck of an effort right there. Great catch and a great IQ right there to come back and tag the bag. As we have number 6. Isaiah Pinkney, number 6 for Audubon. Right now they have 2 outs after a great play right there. I mean, there's nothing more you can ask for right there. That was a hard hit ball right down the middle. And another, we got a pop-up right there. And that's the inning right there. Good start for the Eagles. See, Audubon's coming out aggressive, though, Coach Morrell.
Griff, I'll tell you what I'm the most impressed the play of sophomore second baseman Corey Baglivo with a quick pick, doubling it up and then finishing. He accounted for all 3 outs in that inning.
Yeah, no, that was I was trying to see who that was out there, and that was Corey Baglivo. Looked real quick out there too, and that's a great IQ play right there. I mean, many kids would probably get in that situation and hesitate a little bit, but Corey Baglivo, who plays baseball all year round, basically knowing what to do in that situation.
Yeah, I wonder how BG, Brian Gallagher, feels coming off the hill right there, giving up some shots, people putting the ball in play. He just needs to settle in, probably get those first day jitters a little bit. The Eagles did have a pretty significant preseason. I believe they played 5 or 6 preseason games, which is a good number of games to get a feel, but there's nothing substitutes opening day.
Yeah, I mean, the vibe right here is electric. I mean, you come up here and we have music blasting. Both teams are getting hype. I mean, I heard Audubon when I was pulling into the parking lot, so I think this is going to be a real exciting game. And as we saw earlier in the first inning right there, I mean, Audubon's here to play. They're swinging the bats, and they're looking to put up runs.
Well, this is a classic Colonial Conference showdown. You know, when you talk about the Colonial Conference and some of the competitive streaks that go on in here, certainly Colonial's known for basketball and wrestling, but in baseball, the Colonial Conference is very strong. And there's no program really in the Colonial that has the kind of legacy that Audubon has. You know, that's where Audubon High School makes their living, on the diamond. So when you come in here to the Eagles Nest and match up with former Audubon catcher John Oler, who's now the head coach of the West Effort Eagles, you know it's going to be a Donnybrook.
Yeah, and we can talk about Audubon. I mean, they've been historically good, and I know that when the Eagles play them, it's always a great game. I remember I was on the team my freshman year, and we went over to Audubon. It was a great game.
Well, the one thing is they're so well coached, and by one of the best coaches in South Jersey, if not the state. And what you need to do here is stay aggressive if you're West Effort.
Especially because we've seen Audubon's coming out aggressive. They're going to swing the bat. And we're starting off with the Eagles. Aaron Graber looking at the first pitch right there. Gets the ball. Aaron Graber, the starting quarterback for the Eagles when it comes to football, and leading off the Eagles this year for baseball.
Aaron did a nice job in the preseason putting the bat on the ball. He's also a rangy, long player in the center field. So, let me tell you this: if Aaron gets on base, be ready for some aggressive base running, because that's the one thing Coach Oler has made known this preseason is that West Everett's going to be aggressive on the base path.
I mean, that's a great way to put some runs up. I mean, you get kids who hits a single, but you get them all the way to third base. I mean, that's perfect right there. And then you're going to get them in scoring position for a team that has some hammers who can hit the ball very well.
Oh, close!
Saw it right there. That was real close.
He's going to make it close every single time, Griffith. If the ball is in play, Aaron Graber's going to make it close.
Agreed. And we saw the speed right there. If Aaron Graber gets on base, it's going to be very, very dangerous when he's on the base path, especially with Coach Oler saying they want to be aggressive this year.
The goal is contact. Need to make pitchers throw pitches. That's the goal.
Yeah, you drive up that pitch count, especially with a shortened season. I mean, you're probably going to try to get in as many games as you can. You could take out a lot of guys' number one pitcher early and not have them active for a few days.
Dan Marafa up here, another lefty. So talk about starting with some pop here. We got two lefties. Uncommon at the high school level. Back-to-back lefties, both long, rangy guys. Dan, a basketball player. Also, Dan and Aaron, really a lot of similarities there. And both had solid preseasons getting on base.
And we saw Dan Marafa, like you said, basketball. He looked great in basketball, and I see him in the weight room quite often now with him and his brother.
Yeah, two kids that are just workaholics, man. You tell them to run through that brick wall, they're going to find a way to get through it. So, looking forward to a successful season.
Good hit right there. Makes the catch right there. That's a great hit right there by Dan Marafa.
Tell you what, did not see that kind of power from Dan all preseason, so nice to know he has it.
Yeah, like you said, starting off with two lefties, which is very uncommon to see, and then you get those guys on base, and you have Brian Gallagher, who there's going to be very high expectations for all year, both on the hill and in the box.
Now back to West Everett Eagles pitcher Brian Gallagher.
PG, a crafty veteran, he knows what he's doing in there, and first time around, all you want to do is see what the pitcher's got, right, Griff? You don't want to...
Yeah, agreed.
You want to be aggressive, but you also just want to make the kid show you his stuff.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not like you're going against any MLB pitchers out here. It's not they're going to have everything in their arsenal. They're going to have a few pitches, 1 or 2 pitches that they're really good and confident with, and that's what they're going to stick with.
You know, and as a starting pitcher, you know, Brian wants to help himself here while he's in the box. He wants to make something happen, get on base, and calm the nerves down as well a little bit.
Foul ball right there. The count is now 1-2. Brian Gallagher looking to get started for the Eagles.
I'd like to see people just fighting off pitches when you're down 2 strikes in the count. Now, obviously, one of the worst things in baseball is that backwards K where you're just stuck up there looking. So.
Yep. Good hit, and that's going to land fair. Eagles get their first hit. Brian Gallagher, nice hit right there.
And I'd anticipate seeing him come out into the mound in the second inning and really using that base hit as momentum when he gets back on the mound. This is my guy right here, Griff. This kid, I think you got to watch out for. Put him on your radar, Nick Tomasetto.
Nick Tomasetto, I 110% agree with you. I mean, he's been working. He's another kid who plays baseball year-round, and I think is really dedicated to the sport of baseball.
He is a baseball player, period, and had a phenomenal preseason. Very savvy athlete. Did a lot of maturing, according to the coaching staff, over the last couple years here in terms of his attitude and work ethic. So,
and Tom, instead of being smart right there, is up in the count 2-0 right now. Like you said, Coach Morrell, you and I are both very excited for Nick Tomasetto. I mean, I've had high expectations coming into this year. I've been talking to some of the guys, Ian Murphy and Aaron Graber, and saying how much I have high expectations for Nick Tomasetto, and they said That's what he wants. Nick Tomasetto is a kid who has surprised a lot of people in the preseason with how he's attacked.
No doubt. And I think that's going to translate, hopefully, into leadership. Oh, tough pitch on the outside corner.
That's a tough one, but you got to take that 3-0. Now you're up in the count 3-1, but I would have taken the same pitch right there if I'm Nick.
This is where you find out what Tomasetto's all about. We're talking highly about him. Now he's got to fight off. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Now he has a full count right here, and like you said, Coach Morrell, this is where you see what kids are made of.
Same spot on that one. Look for him to come back with Driscoll to come back with some all-speed stuff right here. I don't know that he goes to the outside edge again with a fastball, Griff.
Oh, good hit right there by Nick Tomasetto.
Hanging in the left.
And Nick Tomasetto, like you said, we saw some power right there. It's a good hit right there. We saw some power with Dan Marafa and Nick Tomasetto.
Yeah, definitely getting under the ball a little bit, pushing it towards the warning track, if not on the warning track. I don't know that that's how Coach Oler would love his first 4 guys out to hit the ball. I think they want to be a little more methodical in terms of putting the ball, manufacturing runs. But the fact is, they're putting the bat on the ball.
Yeah, especially like you said, Coach Oler, who wants to be aggressive on the base pass this year. I'm sure he just wants to get guys on base. I'm sure that they feel confident enough, especially when you have guys like Aaron Graber, who's a threat no matter what. If he's in the batter's box, in center field, or on the base. I mean, he's a kid that he can steal on anyone. I really do think that.
Agreed.
Gallagher will take the mount again. Second inning, we got a 0-0 game right here, but we're seeing some very, very good baseball in my opinion. I mean, we saw a few shots, especially by Audubon. I mean, the first hit they had from Xavier Massey was a nice shot right over third baseman's head, and then Isaiah Pickney, who had a really good shot towards Corey Baglivo, who made an incredible play on the ball.
I'll tell you, Griff, is there anywhere better than Union Field to watch a baseball game?
Yeah, especially with this weather, Coach. I wouldn't trade this for anything. This is beautiful.
Slight breeze going, looks like east to west as we stare across the river to this Philadelphia skyline. Holy smokes. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, this is a beautiful opening day. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
A win would be nice.
Agreed.
Now batting for Audubon, first base, Matthew Hukeluk.
First baseman number 14, Matthew Hukeluk.
Swing on the first pitch. Looks like they're still going to be aggressive in the batter's box. We saw them. They believe everyone has swung at the first pitch so far.
Yeah, I think that might be the theme of this year after not having a season a year ago, is to let's come out and challenge everybody's arms. That's a play.
That's a heck of a play right there.
Who is that out there?
I'm trying to figure it out myself. That's an incredible play right there.
That's Alec Roselli.
Alec Roselli. Whew. What an effort right there on that. That was a phenomenal play right there.
I'll tell you what, I didn't think there was any shot he was getting to that ball, Griff.
Neither did I. And I thought there was going to be a little miscommunication because you had 3 guys closing in on the ball right there. But, I mean, Alec Roselli, senior leader of this team, calling for the ball right there and making one heck of a play.
Also the number 2 pitcher in the lineup, in the pitching staff.
Good pitch right there by Brian Gallagher.
Jordan Fowler up here for the Green Wave. You saw this in the preseason with BG trying to just nick the edge of the plate there with his off-speed curveball stuff, and it wasn't hitting much in the preseason.
Ian Murphy making a play right there, pop out infield.
I'll tell you what, though, the one thing that Brian does do is he keeps you guessing.
Agreed. Very, very excited for this Eagles team. Like you said, I mean, the last season they played, they were the South Jersey Group 2 champions, and Brian Gallagher was the kid on the mound who sealed the game for the Eagles against Haddonfield.
Sean Driscoll, the pitcher, up right here, and first guy to look at the first pitch right there.
I believe so. Exactly. This team's coming in with some serious momentum, and I haven't seen a team more excited to come out in the diamond. I mean, all these guys have been amped for this season. I know, being good friends with Ian and Aaron, they've been waiting for this moment.
I mean, I don't understand how you're a senior spring athlete and you're not jacked up about right now. You know, back home at the Nest, we got a lot of action going on with girls lacrosse opening up against Sterling. I know they are incredibly excited about their season. We got softball on the road. Softball, who had a competitive preseason. Two hands.
Ian Murphy making another play right there, and that will close the side right there.
I'm going to be honest with you, Griff. I don't like the lackadaisical one-handed catch on a fly ball. Call me old school, if you will.
No, I don't blame you, Coach Morrell. When it comes to situations like that, I mean, sometimes you don't know where the ball's going to go. It looks like it might be right in your glove. It looks like you have a perfect angle, and then it just goes.
I mean, tell me what's wrong with using two hands when you're catching a fly ball. Coach, something against that in the youth code of conduct?
I would use two hands.
Man. Because you don't want to be the guy that went up there kind of, with the one hand in the air trying to look like Joe Cool, and all of a sudden the ball pops out of your mitten.
Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to be that guy, especially because those errors right there can cost you games sometimes, especially when you play against competitive teams who the Eagles want to play against. I mean, those are the plays that you can't have back.
And I think that's what today's going to come down to, Michael, is which team in game one makes the fewest mistakes. And you already saw some big-time moments. I mean, Corey Baglivo doubling up on that shot to deep into second base. That's a big moment right there.
That's a huge moment, especially, I mean, you got to think what it does for his morale. I mean, that puts some serious confidence and swagger into the young sophomore. I mean, that's how you want to start the season off. It's not like you said, it's the first mistake, and that's what it comes down to in a lot of first games for every sport. Who makes the first mistake and who makes the most mistakes? And right now, neither team has made a mistake, but it's going to come down.
There's going to be a pass ball. There's going to be a runner picked off. There's going to be somebody's going to throw the ball to the wrong base at the wrong time. There's going to be a mistake or two, and it's about controlling the controllables. I mean, how many times have we said that?
Now batting for the West Stafford Eagles, first baseman Ian Murphy.
Oof. First baseman, number 6, Ian Murphy, up to bat right now. I'm pretty sure he just turned around and looked up here at you.
Ian Murphy, I mean, this is Ian's main sport right here. He's a very, very good football player for us. He played basketball for a few years, but baseball is his sport. If you ask him what sport he thinks is his main, this is the sport right here.
I think Ian has a natural savvy for the game of baseball, sees the ball really well. A lot of power. Exhibit A right there.
Yep.
A lot of power and a short, explosive stroke. He's a game changer at the plate, I'll say that.
No, 100% he is a game changer. Right there looking at strike 2.
2-2. He's got to show us what he's all about. And this is a big at-bat for Driscoll as well, the pitcher, Sean Driscoll. He needs to win this one.
Oh, good shot right there by Ian Murphy, right in the gap. He's looking to go too. Slipped up at first. Like you said, Coach Morrell, that right there is a mistake.
It's 100% a base running error, right? Slipped coming around first base. Could be just the excitement, and sometimes your adrenaline can cause you to forget your body awareness a little bit. I'm sure he'll be hearing about that at the lunch table tomorrow with Aaron Graber, and I can already imagine the text messages that you're preparing in your mind to send to him.
We're going to have a great bid text session tomorrow. I'll let you know that.
But, yeah, it needs to be an extra base hit. But, like we said, Ian, he's a game changer at the plate.
Yeah, that was a great shot right there, right into the gap. I mean, that's what you need from Ian Murphy, a guy who's going to come up to the plate, who can hit the ball out whenever he connects on it good.
Dean Goldberg, senior, here at the plate. Could drop.
Yeah, the other's going to drop. That's a great hit right there by Dean Goldberg. Dropped right in the perfect spot. Now the Eagles got 2 on.
Dean's a tricky customer, Griff. He is sneaky good at the plate, as you just saw. But you go back to the base running error, and if Murph's on second base right there, I know he's got to hold up to see if it drops, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, with the base running error, I mean, he could potentially be on third right now. We can have a first and third situation.
Alec Roselli step into the box here. Made the great play out in right field last inning.
Good pitch right there. This is great position for the Eagles. You got 2 guys on, you got no outs. Got Alec Roselli, a veteran for the Eagles. I mean, he's been playing varsity since he was a freshman, now a senior. Lays down the bunt.
That's what we talked about.
That's exactly what we talked about, Coach Morrell. You got the bases loaded now with no outs, and that's exactly what we talked about. I mean, it's going to get to these guys. I mean, that's a situation right there. I love the call. I love the bunt call right there.
I was thinking small ball in my head, actually.
Yeah, no, that's an incredible call right there. And it works out even better than the Eagles expected because now you got bases loaded with no outs and Joey Sikora at the plate.
Batting for the West Urban Eagles catcher, Joey Sikora.
It's got to get out.
Oh, good catch right
Great
there.
Play.
Making up for the mistake right there on the bunt, but
that's Ryan Zimmer.
Luke Laxton coming in for the Eagles.
And going back to that bunt, Griff, I mean, you can run the drill 1,000 times in practice, but for some reason that opening game, when you got to make a decision on what base to cover, where to go with the ball, it's not as easy.
And especially these first game jitters, you don't know what to expect right there. I mean, I don't know if the catcher was thinking that a bunt was going to come.
This is a situation where West Effort needs to capitalize. If you're going to be the team that you want to be, the team that you referred to, Griff, earlier, all these guys are really excited defending Group 2 South champs. Well, this is where you got to earn your money. You got bases loaded, 1 out. You got to be productive in these situations, or else you'll be looking back on this tomorrow at practice with a loss, saying, "Hey, that was our opportunity."
Yeah, especially with a team like Audubon. I mean, this is a team where you get these opportunities, you must capitalize. Luke Laxton's up 3-0 in the count right now.
Yeah, tough breaking ball to take right there, man. That sucked.
Yeah, that looked good right here.
All right, so let's see if Coach Oler gives young sophomore Luke Laxton the green light here on 3-0. Doubtful.
Yeah, I think I'm taking all the way. And he doesn't.
He's not.
Wow. And that's going to drive in at least 2.
Get on your horse, Dean Goldberg.
Great job right there by Luke Laxton. As we were just talking about if he was going to take it or not, Luke Laxton did a great job.
That's why you and I are up here and Coach Oler's on the field, my friend.
Agreed. Coach Oler, great coach. That whole coaching staff's one phenomenal staff. I mean, Tommy Jake is back on the coaching staff. Coach Oler, who's one of the best coaches in the area.
Bring Aaron Graber back to the plate here for his second appearance. Grounded out to shortstop. His first at bat.
Graber last grounded out to the third baseman.
Sorry, thank you.
Yep. Oh, that's another good hit right there. That's going to drop, and he's going to drive in another run.
I'll tell you what, Griff, a lot of balls coming off. Looks like the knob end of the bat, of the barrel, and just floating a little too deep for shortstop Kurt Petchman to get to.
The ball's landing right in the perfect spot. And that's a big hit right there for Aaron Graber. I mean, that drives in a run. You're now up 3-0.
And you got Dan Maroff at the plate, and it's time for Dan to produce.
Oh, is that one going to drop?
It's dropping, it's tailing.
Yep, that one's dropping. Luke Laxton, he can get home here. Another hit right there. That's a big one.
So, Michael, the most difficult aspect of high school baseball right now, particularly in a COVID era where everybody's struggling for numbers, as you see, we're going to have a mound visit here, and this is exactly what I was going to say, is how many arms do you really have?
Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier. I mean, in such a shortened year where teams are going to try to get in as many games as they can, how many arms can you really go to in situations like this?
That's the goal. Get to the next kid. Get to the next pitcher.
Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about that earlier, that you got to get to these pitchers, especially you got to get to them early. What a way for the Eagles to start this. I mean, they only still have one out. We got a kid on second and third. I mean, that's exactly what you want from the Eagles right here. Dan Morrell with a great hit. I mean, it seems like the Eagles are putting the ball right in the perfect spot.
They sure are. And I think it goes back to them being aggressive.
Yep.
As we see pitcher Brian Gallagher coming back up, and now if you're Brian, I mean, you're up there and you're just having fun.
Oh yeah, especially, I mean, look at all, you can hear the Eagles from right here. I mean, they're really having a great time, and I think that's what makes this Eagles team. So I mean, they really look like they're having fun, and I think that's going to do something for their success this year. I mean, we see it all the time. Teams that have fun with each other and enjoy playing with each other are going to be great.
Long throw.
Look, that's it, and they're being aggressive on the base path right there, Coach Morrell. It's exactly what we talked about.
I mean, this is the same team that we saw in the preseason, just on steroids right now, really, is what you're getting to look at here. I mean, these guys are aggressive on the base pass. They're hitting the ball hard. That's a hard ground ball to Isaiah Pinckney over there deep in third base, and he's trying to rip that thing across the field. And great job by Brian Gallagher making it uncomfortable for Isaiah. Ended up pulling the first baseman off the bag.
Yeah, now the Eagles are up 6-0. They still only have one out. This is exciting. I mean, this is what we expect from this Eagles team.
It is exciting. I'm also, and you know this, even keeled goes a long way. So keep up the intensity. Gotta communicate here. But you never know. I mean, you come back in and come back on the field. Next thing you know, it's 6-6. You just want to. What's critical, I think, Griff, what's going to be the major part of the outcome of this game is how the Eagles play when they come back into the field.
Yep.
The next half inning.
Because, I mean, in baseball, like we've seen right here from the Eagles, I mean, this is the equivalent of going on a run in basketball. I mean, everyone is getting their hacks in, getting the ball right in the perfect spot. In fact, the same thing could happen to Audubon. Audubon can come out aggressive like the Eagles can and hit the ball well, too. I mean, we've seen Audubon swing, and they can make some serious contact.
As we come back to where we started this inning with Ian Murphy, he takes a big cut.
Yeah, he was looking beyond the fences right there.
Yeah, he can hit as far as he wants. It's not going to make up for his tripping and falling at first base. Oh, good pitch.
That's a great pitch right there. Ian Murphy down 0-2 in the count.
That's where Murphy, if anything, you got to make Sean Driscoll keep throwing pitches.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, we saw already a few at-bats that went a few pitches deep.
Yeah. Can be no such thing as an easy out if you're trying to get deep into the bullpens of your opponent.
Ian Murphy's down the count 1-2 right now. And he strikes him out. It's a good pitch right there.
So Sean weathers the storm here. The Eagles do a great job going up 6-0. And like we just talked about, Audubon's got a legacy of success. And there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to come out here in the batter's box. And this is the ultimate test. And it's the biggest first test of the season for the Eagles. How do you respond to a big inning where you're riding on cloud nine? Can you come out and really put the pedal down here?
Yeah, no, this isn't a game where you can just take your foot off the gas pedal. I mean, you got to keep going, especially with teams like Audubon, who we said have multiple times already this afternoon that they are aggressive. So the Eagles need to do a great job coming out level-headed and just play baseball. Don't get too caught up in the 6-0 lead at the start of the third. You got to play some baseball right here. And Brian Gallagher got to do a great job on the hill. And I think this team has to do a great job of playing some errorless baseball. I mean, that was a big downfall for Audubon in that inning. They had a few big errors, especially that bunt. That was pivotal for the Eagles. And we also saw a bad throw from third to first, a long throw, but it's those mistakes like that can cost you in games like this.
Well, any team that wants to be a championship caliber team you realize what's going on right now, and you're putting your foot to the floor.
Absolutely, and like we said, this is a team who there's high expectations out. I mean, these kids are all excited, but this is where we see what you're made of at this point in the season. It's very early in the season. Obviously, it's the first game of the year, but you need to set the tone.
Absolutely. Want to see. I'm interested to see Brian Gallagher's response right now, being up 6-0. Does he come out kind of loose and take some time to settle back in, or is he coming out? Or is he out for blood?
Now batting for Audubon, designated John Posey.
I want to see Brian Gallagher just come out and attack and keep doing his thing. I mean, that if you want to talk about not taking your foot off the gas pedal, you got to keep attacking.
Oh, that's a nasty pitch right there.
Yep. Like you said, and he's up in the count 0-2 right now.
He is, and he's pushing the pace right here. And this is a great example of oh, that's a good play.
It's a great play right there as he gets the throw. And great play right there.
That is exhibit A of when we talk about putting your foot down and being a great team. There it is.
Yeah.
That's a hard hit ball to Tomasetto deep in the hole. He's making a hard throw. Murph's got the stretch going on, and they're making it happen.
Yeah, and like you said, Coach Morrell, if you want to see what this team's made of at this point in the season so far, it's plays like that. Yeah. That's what you got to feed off of. I mean, that was a very hard hit ball to Nick Tomasetto, who made a great play, and Ian Murphy, who made a great play stretching right there.
Because if you're Audubon, you're looking for any sign of life here. Beat out a close play, get a bloop single, any kind of anything to gather momentum.
And Brian Gallagher, I mean, he's thrown 5 straight strikes to start off this inning.
Yeah, what I was alluding to earlier is pitching coach Adam DiLorenzo does a great job of getting these guys to understand the situations. And really
that was nasty.
And just change up the pace. And that you see Brian Gallagher, I mean, he is full throttle right now.
That's Brian Gallagher's first strikeout of the season, man. Like you said, Coach Morrell, you wanted to see if he was going to settle in or if he was going to attack, and he's attacking. He's throwing right at these guys. Throwing 6 straight strikes at the start of the inning.
But he's not letting them breathe. I mean, he's on the mound. He's getting the ball back, and we're going right now. I mean, he doesn't move across the rubber or anything.
No, like you said, I mean, like you said, when he was pushing the pace, he's doing a great job of that. He really is forcing the issue for the Green Wave right here.
Well, if you're up for Audubon right now, you're just trying to survive in the box to see another pitch. Holy smokes.
2 straight strikeouts, struck him out looking right there. Wow.
Oh.
That's impressive. That is very impressive right there.
And that is exactly the response that you wanted coming out of a 6-run inning right there. It's for your ace to come out and throw 2 Ks. And, I mean, let's not overlook, we've been talking about Nick Tomasetto. That's what you want out of your shortstop.
Yeah. The Eagles right now, what we saw just from that inning, with the putting up the 6 runs and the 2 Ks right there, the great effort by Tomasetto and Murphy. I mean, this is going to be very exciting. If the Eagles can keep this up all year, this is going to be a very exciting season. I want to get back to what you were saying with Brian Gallagher really pushing the pace. I mean, that has to create a lot of uncomfortability up there for the Green Wave. I mean, you think this kid's throwing right at me. He's throwing nothing but strikes, but I don't have any time to recuperate.
I mean, what's your move, Griff? You played baseball. You're on this team for a few years. What's your move when you get a pitcher that's just nonstop?
I mean, you got to. That's something in your. I think that's like a mindset thing. You go to the plate and you got to start dictating. You can't let Brian Gallagher or whoever's pitching start dictating the tempo of the game. But Brian Gallagher, I mean, that was a phenomenal job right there.
And we get senior Dean Goldberg, who
1 for 1 right now.
Yep. Pitcher and catcher want to get on the same page here. Important inning for the Green Wave to stop the bleeding. Sean Driscoll on the hill, you know, it's important for his confidence right now to come out and have success this half inning, calm the storm a little bit, if you will.
You know, I agree. If you definitely want to see some success right here, especially to get the confidence going. I mean, that's rough for anyone, letting up 6 runs in an inning. Nice hard hit ball.
Hit.
Center field. makes the catch right there.
You know, if there's any coach in South Jersey that can settle his team in, it's Coach Rich Horan for Audubon, and he's not going to panic. Believe me, he's coached in thousands of baseball games, and I guarantee he's telling his team, hey, weather the storm. It's only the third inning, but the clock is ticking on the green wave. And
Agreed.
And you got to believe it. If Brian Gallagher comes out and has another half inning like he just did,
it's going to be a long day for Audubon. Especially if like you said, Brian Gallagher keeps doing that, and the Eagles do a great job hitting. I mean, this is good. This is going to be a very, very one-sided game.
Right fielder Alec Roselli stepping into the box.
The Rio count right here for Alec Roselli.
Yeah, I got to believe that Audubon's thinking, hoping that Sean can get through this half inning, but there's a shot. With one out, we get a couple runners on base. You could see a pitch and change.
Yeah, but like we said earlier, this is definitely going to be a topic for any team in the state. How are you going to deal with your pitcher in trouble when you only have so many arms in the pin?
Well, I think that the Eagles also, I know their adrenaline is absolutely sky high right now, but we're swinging a little too hard.
Yeah, we saw Ian Murphy come out looking to swing hard, and Alec Roselli swung hard and missed right there on that last pitch.
Great job by Sean Driscoll, just settling in right there. Contact is all we're looking for.
Yeah, but that's a great job by Sean Driscoll right there, coming out, battling back.
Lacrosse update. Girls are up 4-0 on Sterling in the opener.
I was talking to Avery Carino today at lunch, and she was very excited for this girls lacrosse team. She said they're very good this year, and she can't wait to get out there today.
Loaded with senior talent.
Woo! That was a close one right there.
If Sean Driscoll can get out of this half inning, I think he's got a shot. He's got a shot. It's important for Audubon to get out of here with no runs scored against.
Yeah, agreed. Especially with Sean Driscoll getting a strikeout right there against Alec Roselli. You want to get out of this inning with no runs scored, but you want to get out of this inning with some confidence if you're Sean Driscoll, especially if they throw him back out.
Well, he's done a nice job this inning of getting in on the right-handed hitters and having that breaking ball break right over the inside portion of the plate, and he's really jamming guys up.
Yep.
Tried to get it there, just not falling. It's a good at-bat by a sophomore, Joey Security. A lot of sophomores on this squad right now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's some underclassmen talent on this team. Speaking of underclassmen talent, who really got started for the Eagles, Luke Laxton right here. So we got Joey Sikoro, young sophomore. Got Luke Laxton, sophomore. Corey Baglivo, sophomore.
Each of whom have made some big contributions.
Yeah. And Nick Tomasetto is a junior. There's some serious underclassmen talent on this team.
Speaking of sophomores, I believe that's number 7, Tommy Gasparovic, that came in to pinch run for the catcher, Joey Sikoro. So they're just running out all these sophomores here, man.
Yeah, that's what you love to see. Start developing some depth now. And these are kids that are going to be carrying your program.
Absolutely. And getting them in, you know how it is as a sophomore to get varsity experience. It's nerve-wracking the first time, and then real quick you settle into it and learn how to live in the fire.
Yeah, but it's needed, especially if you want to be a program who doesn't rebuild, you reload. Mm-hmm. It's very important.
Amen. What I like that, and this might be because they're a little bit younger and not so bat strong, is that Laxton and Sikoro really making Sean Driscoll work here, whereas some of the senior guys that were all jacked up were coming out to, load up the stat box.
Yeah, like you said, Coach, man, they're really starting to drive up that pitch count.
He's got to be around 50 or 60 already.
Yeah, especially a lot of pitches coming from that last inning. Claxton, 2-1 count right here, 2 outs. Swings. Tommy Gasparovic, steal attempt.
Got it.
Safe. Wow. That was close. Like you said, Coach Uller wants to be aggressive on the base path this year.
That's that aggression. And it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, he proved that in the preseason. Everybody was stealing bases. Didn't matter who you were. You could have been a 6'5", 290-pound lineman. You were being sent. We don't have any of those, but if we did, he would have sent them.
No, and that's great. That's what you want to see. I mean, Tommy Gasparovic, close one right there, but he's safe, and that's all that matters when it comes down to it.
Yep. So I'm staying alive.
Driving up that pitch count again.
Yeah, that's the deal. I mean, no matter what happens here, you're making Sean throw a lot. We want to see who the next guy up in the bullpen is, right? That's the goal at the high school level. I remember back to when we won a state title in 2016, and we had 2 aces in the lineup. And when you have 2 aces in your lineup, you know, then you win big. But
a good hit right there.
Make it hard.
Oh, he's safe.
Wow.
He's safe. Oh, Tommy Gasparovic.
Get dirty.
Safe. Yep.
Oof.
Tommy Gasparovic did a. That was close one right there.
Almost got caught.
Yeah,
no
almost got caught.
That was an example of base. Like we talked about errors, and now this game's not very close right now. But had that been a close game, that could have been a big moment.
That's one of those, especially in a close game. That's one of those moments where you're very timid right there.
Can we talk about the hustle from Luke Laxton though? Getting down.
Yeah, that was impressed. I mean, that's going to be one of your players next year. How'd you feel about that, Coach Morrell?
I feel excited. I mean, he's got a little Forrest Gump to his running action, but I mean, he's just moving down there. Love the speed on the base path. Love the aggression.
Oh, nice hard hit ball right there. Yeah. I mean, that ball was hit hard, man. That's a rough one.
We're saying that was Tommy Gasparovic. That was actually my man Luke Humes on the base pass right there. I apologize.
Luke Humes.
Humesy stealing bases.
Yeah,
what?
Getting it done right there. That's all that matters.
Holy smokes.
Eagles now up 7-0.
Game Rafa.
Love what I'm seeing from the Eagles right now. This aggression, I love it. This is showing a team that doesn't want to take their foot off the gas quite yet.
You know what's special about it is that you see a team belief system. Yes. Everybody here believes in the ultimate goal, which is special.
Down 0-2 in the count right there. 2 foul balls. Pitch is coming up. See what Sean Driscoll does. 0-2 in the count right now. See if anyone makes a play right here. Great play right there. That was the third baseman.
Pinckney.
That was Isaiah Pinckney. Great play right there. Coach Morrell, he laid out for that one.
Did not think he was going to get there, and making up a little bit for pulling the first baseman off the bag a little bit earlier. But that's the sign of a well-coached team. You know, 7-0, but we're busting it to every single ball we can get our hands on. So,
and that's what you got to ask for as you're a coach. You got to bust it. Great play right there by Pinckney. And the Green Wave need a big inning right here.
Well, let's see what Brian Gallagher's got up his sleeve right now. You know, 1 run scored in the last inning. And if BG can come out here and really sling it, Eagles are sitting pretty.
Absolutely, especially what we saw from him last inning. I mean, I expect nothing different. I think he got himself in a groove last inning. I mean, I think he started to really let the game come to him, and he was feeling it.
So going around the horn here on the mound, obviously senior Brian Gallagher. Behind the plate, sophomore catcher Joey Sikoro. First base, another senior, Ian Murphy. Second base, sophomore Corey Baglivo, who's being pinch hit for today by Dean Goldberg.
Dean Goldberg, yep.
Junior Nick Tomasetto at short. Sophomore Luke Laxton at third. Sophomore Dan Marafa in left. Senior Aaron Graber in center. And senior Alec Roselli in right. So, you know, a nice hodgepodge of different grade levels, but
I mean, this is really exciting to see from the Eagles. I mean, we're only at the start of the fourth inning, but I'm excited. I mean, this is a team, like you just said, you just went around and named the class and everybody on this team. This team has some serious underclassmen talent.
Now back to the Green Wave center fielder, Isaiah Massey.
And some solid senior leadership.
Oh, yeah, the senior leadership goes a long way, especially when they start developing a relationship with the underclassmen. I mean, that shows a lot about the senior leadership on the team.
Xavier Massey, Jr. And this is where Brian Gallagher wants to be. The one word that we take a lot of pride in, that's consistent.
Absolutely. If you can be consistent, if you're Brian Gallagher right here, you're off to a great start for the year.
Brian has struggled against the righties trying to get that curveball to stay on the plate.
Yeah.
You saw it earlier as well. It started drifting off the plate.
Xavier Massey, it looked like he was swinging with some serious power behind that one.
That's a big-time cut right there. Looks like a hack I used to take back in junior league all-star games back in the day.
Back in the day? You connected on that one, taking a 450 deep center?
Don't throw me a knuckleball.
Brian Gallagher, 3-1 right now. Xavier Massey's doing a great job in the batter's box. Like you said, Coach Morrell, as much as we were talking about Sean Driscoll and the Eagles driving up his count, I mean, if Xavier Massey can drive up the count right here as he gets to walk, I mean, it goes both ways.
Sure does, and I think the scouting report on Brian is hey, guys, if you're a right-handed batter, let's crowd the plate as much as we can and force him to try to throw his breaking stuff all the way across the plate. And he hasn't proven to be able to do that yet.
And that's next-level stuff right there. When you talk about a great coaching staff at Audubon, getting that report out on Brian and telling the guys, like you said, Coach Mal, they're up as close as they possibly can be to the plate.
Brian's got some decisions to make here. You know, you gonna let these guys put it in play and let your boys behind you do the work, or are you gonna try to stay around the edges?
Xavier Massey looking to get aggressive right there. You saw him reach base earlier today when he had a single, and he stole the base. Got the second last time he was up.
I'll tell you what, though, I know our coaching staff right now wants to see this team in an uncomfortable situation.
Speaking of,
Got him.
He's out.
Yes,
Great
sir.
job right there by Joey Sikoro, sophomore to sophomore.
Wow.
We're seeing Corey Baglow make some serious plays. That's a big one right there. We saw Xavier Massey get aggressive earlier, looking to get aggressive again on a drop ball. And Joey Sikora, that was a great throw right there.
More importantly, Griff, that takes the lone runner off the base path, and now Brian can settle in and focus on throwing as he throws a strike. I mean, your level of confidence without runners on is completely different, you know, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, especially when Xavier Massey, who we already saw was aggressive. Ooh. Walks the batter right there. Ryan Zimmer will reach first base on a walk.
Now back to the Green Wave, third baseman, Isaiah.
And he's going to have a pinch runner as he's the catcher for the Green Wave.
We'll bring Isaiah Pinckney up. Made a great play at the end of the last inning.
Look, if you're the Green Wave, you want to see Pinckney bringing that momentum that he had at the end of the third inning.
Three-hole hitter here, so BG trying to get through the meat of the order.
Oh, did he go?
He went, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you got to eat that one. Got a runner on second now. As the pinch runner advances. For Brian Gallagher, I think you just got to ease in right here. I mean, you got yourself a nice lead. You just got to ease in. Brian looking to get on base with his catcher, Joey Sikora.
Ooh.
Like you said, Coach Mel, it looks like he is struggling a little bit with those right-handed batters.
They're just not giving him a lot of space to work with.
Yeah, once you said, I noticed it. I mean, they're up as far as they can possibly be. And we see the runner on base is starting to get to Brian Gallagher too. Already threw back at him once and stepped off the hill again.
one of those situations where as a pitcher you can't put too much pressure on yourself and say, hey, we got to be perfect. We only gave up 2 hits. We got a shutout going. Look, man, you get in some trouble. You give up a run here or there. Oh, so be it. What you can't do is you can't have self-inflicted wounds.
Agreed.
Can't walk people. Can't have errors.
Nice hit right there. That ball is hit very well. Looking to see if... Oh, he's out. Great job right there.
Nobody covering first. So, a lot of fundamentally good baseball right there. Great cutoff by Aaron Graber, showing the range to get to the ball in center field and get it in a hurry. Great turn to get out the plate. Nobody covering first. So certainly something that I'm sure will be worked on tomorrow in practice.
Yeah, I'm sure they're definitely going to talk about that tomorrow. But they saved a run right there. It's a nice hit ball right there, too, by Pickney. I mean, he put that ball perfect.
And BG's right where he wants to be. He's got a left-handed hitter up at the plate. He's much more comfortable with the lefties.
Yeah, just want to see him work right here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that his boys got his back. I mean, the plays that they've made so far, I mean, they got him.
I think most importantly, the pitching staff for West Effort is realizing that they have some really quality players behind them, so they don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you look at the talent that's behind Brian Gallagher, you got to be impressed. Good strike right there. Got a 1-2 count right here.
A lot of momentum. You get this strikeout going into the 5th.
No, this would be very good.
Yep.
Brian Gallagher looking to make the play right here.
2 hands, be nice.
The Eagles get out of the inning right there. Like you said, 2 hands would be nice right there. That's not one you want to drop. Brian Gallagher made the play right there, though.
I'm just nitpicking. I'm really proud of these guys, the way they're playing baseball right now.
Yeah, how could you not be? I mean, they're putting on one heck of a performance.
I mean, just when you come out of they haven't played baseball together in a year, over a year.
Yep. So
to come out and be as fundamentally sound as they've been so far is really impressive.
Yeah, and they're having fun. I think that's been definitely a takeaway I've taken away from since I've been here. I mean, they're having a lot of fun with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes such a long way, and I think that's one of the most important things you can have as a team. You can have a bond where it's just fun all the time. I mean, if you're with your boys on the diamond, what other place would you rather be?
You got Sean Driscoll still on the mound for Audubon, so they're sending you a message that, they don't want to go to the next guy. We're going to leave Sean out here. We're going to let him work. It's just a hard situation, particularly this year, more so than any other in terms of the numbers. I know we had to cancel a JV game with Audubon today because, they were a little light. And hey, we're a little light too. I think everybody's hurting a little bit with this COVID situation and numbers. So there aren't a whole lot of bodies that you can choose to throw out there. So Sean's going to have to go out there and get the job done.
Like you said, he has to get the job done because the question always is in the bullpen.
Now batting for the Eagles pitcher, Brian Gallagher.
Being aggressive.
Oh
yeah.
That's one of those plays right there. Like you said, Coach, on a close game, that's going to be one that hurts you.
Yeah, and Isaiah's going to be kicking himself on that one. He just didn't get his hips down and glove on the ground and scoop that ball. And that's one of those back in Little League I would have taken right off my chest. There was no such thing as a glove. Take it off your chest, your face, just hope to knock it down. And
yeah, those are ones you got to get in front of. Ooh.
What's Tomasetto on the day?
Tomasetto on the day, he's 0 for 2 on the day.
He's due.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing some great plays in the field from him, but want to see him get a nice hit. Oh, swinging with some power again right there.
Yeah, out in front of that off-speed stuff. And I would anticipate you see a lot of off-speed stuff from Sean Driscoll from this point forward. I mean, when you're pushing the pitch count up as high as he's getting, I don't know how much power you have left to throw the heater.
Yeah, and I mean, his off-speed stuff has looked pretty good, too.
Oh, got the outside corner. I've not seen that call all day long. Ryan Gallagher certainly not getting that call, but, hey, 2 strikes. Uncontrollable. 2 strikes. You gotta protect, right?
Yeah, no, you got to protect. If anything looks close, you got to make a move right there. Ian Murphy coming up for the Eagles right here.
And this is a dangerous at-bat for Audubon. They've got to be careful here because Ian Murphy will make you pay for mistakes. And he struck out, I believe, on his last at-bat.
Yes, he did.
He's not going to make the same mistake twice, 2 at-bats in a row. It's just not going to happen. So Sean's got to be smart and try to work his way through this.
Sean, if you're Sean Driscoll right now, you saw Ian Murphy obviously swinging for the fences last time he was up. He's 1-1 right now. Like I said, Coach Morrell, this is a very dangerous at-bat for Audubon. Ian Murphy can hit the ball out of this on instinct. Oh.
Yeah, that's where I would go, too. Maybe not high. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but I would definitely stay
inside
as I could on Ian.
You want to jam these guys up. I mean, that's a great pitch. You want to jam these guys up, and even if they hit the lower part of the bat, and it's not going very far. Nice hit right there. Looking to turn 2. 1.
Nope.
Yeah, be safe.
Great job. Great effort. Great hustle. I know he's upset that he rolled it into 2 there, but he made up for it by hustling. And that's the one thing that Sean Driscoll's doing a nice job of right now. He got that big outside edge of the plate call against Tomasetto, and now all those righties are thinking, if he comes inside, I want to open my hips and rip one down the left field line, but he's hitting across the plate.
Yeah.
This is Dean's first varsity start at designated hitter and making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
He's 1 for 2 today, yeah. And he's one of the
ribby. Does he have a ribby?
Yeah, he does.
It's a good situation to be in, righty on lefty.
Good hit.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with the number of left-handed batters that the Eagles have at their disposal. You're going to get Graber lefty, Marafa lefty, Goldberg lefty.
It's definitely interesting to see that because, like you said, Coach, it's not very common that you see that.
Update from Girls Lax. Looks like we had the Lady Eagles up 9-1 on the Silver Knights.
Impressive.
I think. Let me tell you, they're coming out with something to prove over there in Girls Lax land over at the Nest. And
yeah, I mean, like you said, Coach Morrell, all these teams should come out with something to prove that didn't get to play a spring sport last year. I mean, like I said, I was talking to Avery today, and she was very excited. I mean, she said the team had potential last year, but she told me today, said this team's legit.
Got Boys Lax traveling over to Cherry Hill West today. We'll see what that team's all about. A little bit of a youth movement going on in that program, but Coach Russo, a legend in the South Jersey coaching ranks. So we'll have those guys ship shape in no time, I'm sure. Softball heading over to Audubon today.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, the softball team, they're going to be more than competitive this year because we have a great pitcher. And I'm excited to hear what their opening day score is over at
I've been hearing a lot about Jaden Kelly. I've heard a lot about Jaden Kelly over there. I heard she's hitting the ball.
She's also playing
tremendously,
a great shortstop.
And I've heard she's just been great for the Eagles over there.
Really solid.
At number 11, Jordan Fowler, up right now for the Green Wave.
And if you're part of the Audubon, this is where you got to make your move.
Gonna call that ball? Are they gonna call that a ball right there?
That was a ball.
Yeah, look good from up here, but like you said, it's an uncontrollable.
Yeah, I don't know how these umpires do it. To be honest with you, man, that is a difficult position.
You see some calls, especially in the Phillies game the other night.
He's got to make this happen.
Got to
make this happen. No.
Safe. Yep.
That's the breath of life that Audubon was looking for. And don't be surprised if they start putting something together here. West Defford's got to be smart at this point. Brian's pitch count is up. He struggled a little bit last inning, got bailed out by the guys behind him. It's the first game of the year, so maybe his arm conditioning isn't exactly where it needs to be. and Audubon's got a little life.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a kid. I'm sure he's been in this situation before. He's another kid who plays baseball year-round, so I'm sure he's been in this position plenty of times. It's going to be a foul ball right there. Oh, that one sounded like it hit someone's car.
Got all of the yellow school bus behind us. Gotta be smart about where you park over here at Union Field.
Absolutely. I mean, the people that are parking over towards more towards the police station, they're doing it smart.
Never told my wife that when we first moved down here, and sure enough, got a ball right through the back windshield.
Ryan Gallagher got the 1-2 count right now. 2 foul balls. I think you got to look to be aggressive here still.
Could be his last inning right here.
Yep. I say looking to turn 2 right here for the Eagles. 1.
Nope. Good effort.
Yep, it's good effort right there. The ball came in a little bit soft right there from third base, but you secure the out at second base, which is important.
Yeah, and that ball was hit well, pushed Laxton back deep in the hole. It was good for him to see him not panic and just turn and rip it over to second.
I think that's what I've been really impressed by. I mean, we haven't seen these young guys fold under pressure.
Agreed.
I mean, we saw Corey Baglow make probably going to be the play of the game earlier in the first inning, especially when we saw Audubon was really getting the bat on the ball. I mean, Luke Laxton starting the Eagles off with the RBIs, and then that play right there. I mean, these kids aren't folding under pressure.
Wholeheartedly agree.
And not to mention Joey Sakura making a big throw when the kid attempting to steal.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a good hit ball right there.
To the left. I'm glad you brought that up. He's been kind of the unsung hero here this game behind the plate. That was a big throw to second base.
Now back to the Green Wave, shortstop Kurt Pickman.
This is what we talked about. You got to weather this storm.
Yeah, you got 1 out right here. You got a runner on first and second.
Righty on righty. It's been tough for Brian all day. He wants to re-rack the count here from Joey.
Kurt Peckman up for the Green Wave. Nice hit.
Wow.
Yep. 1, 2.
Man, I will tell you what.
Great job.
I am absolutely impressed by this team right now, but even more so by the consistency of the young players in the field. I mean, Luke Laxton looked like a savvy veteran who'd been doing it for 4 years over there at third base, and that is something that the Eagles haven't had a lot of consistency at that position over the past few years, even with the success that we've had. We've kind of rotated through players over there. And if he can provide that kind of consistency, then we're in a good place.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, that's really impressive. And I think that says a lot about the coaching staff because this team looks so fundamentally sound. I mean, all over the place. I mean, Luke Laxton doing a great job right there. I'm blown away by the Eagles' performance so far.
Do you bring Brian Gallagher out next inning?
I think you see where he's at. I think you let him at least go for a batter. But it depends on Brian. Brian's arm's hurting a little bit, and he thinks he's done. I think he's probably going to be done. But I think Brian Gallagher can go out and get a few more batters.
Well, again, the nice thing is that you have really quality players behind you.
Absolutely. I mean, and Brian Gallagher, he's got some good guys that can come in and pitch for him too.
So I'd like to see the Eagles come out here and really, really hit the ball this half inning.
Yeah, this would be big for them too. I mean, especially coming off the momentum of the play by Luke Laxton. Luke Laxton was responsible for all 3 of the outs last inning. So if you want to carry that momentum on,
and you're getting into at some point soon, we're going to get into our second set of arms here, and most of them have not pitched in varsity baseball action. So there's going to be some nerves. There's going to be some the potential for some mistakes, and you want to give them as much of a cushion to make mistakes as possible. As Alec Roselli swings and misses for strike 2, Alec needs to calm down up there.
Yeah, I agree. That's the last time he came up. He struck out swinging, but it looked like he was swinging for the fences. And as we just saw right there, it looked like he was swinging with some power behind it as well.
Just put it in play.
Yeah, I think that's what the Eagles did such a great job in the inning in the second inning where they scored 6 of those runs. those guys weren't looking to swing for power. They were just looking to get on base. Two count.
Sean's just having trouble finding the zone. He's either right on it, pinpoint accuracy, or a little wild, and it's a sign of fatigue. Heat.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch right there. Alec Roselli making contact, getting the foul ball. He said Sean Driscoll's had himself like an on and off performance so far today. 7 runs, but I mean he's thrown some really nice stuff that we've seen from him.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can out there. A couple errors in the field that certainly haven't helped, but you know it's hard in the first game when you're playing a team, and I'm not tooting our own horn, but West Effort, we said it over and over, is playing really fundamentally sound, so the pressure's on to be perfect for Audubon.
Alec Roselli strikes out right there, and like you said, Coach, I mean the Eagles have very, very much look fundamentally sound. I mean I'm so blown away. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, for the first game, this is what you want to see from a team, and that's crazy to say that this is the first game because they look like a well-oiled machine.
Yep. Joey having quite a day. What's Joey at right now?
Joey walked in his last appearance.
He's got to beat that out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I think that when I'm writing up the scouting report, if I'm playing against West Effort, it's any ground ball, you got to attack and get rid of it because they're going to push the pace on the base pass. They're going to fight for every single ground ball to be saved first base and challenge your ability to transition the ball out of your glove and make a great throw under pressure.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it all. We've seen it all game. I mean, and that says a lot about the effort of the Eagles. I mean, a lot of kids who would hit that ball and just stroll over to first base thinking that they're going to be out. But Joey Sikora doing a great job of pushing it.
And this is where Sean Driscoll's probably really feeling some pressure. You got a runner on. You don't want to give up any more runs. You're trying to focus on the bat. I believe Lax is he 2 for 2?
Laxton's indeed 2 for 2.
So it's a tough spot.
Laxton's 2 for 2 with a double, or no, I'm sorry, with a single, and he had 2 RBIs on his first single of the game.
Yeah, and he's got some speed, and the infield knows that. They know anything that comes to me, I got to hustle up and get rid of this thing, and that's the framework for errors. Got to make a run here.
Oh, that drop. Luke Laxton 3 for 3.
I don't know if the center fielder lost it or.
I think there's a miscommunication.
Yeah, it was dead left center. I don't know if this is game 5, 6, 7. I think that ball's being caught for sure.
Agreed.
But
I think that's what we've really seen. I think that play right there really symbolizes the difference that we've seen from the Eagles and from the Green Wave today.
Yeah. Oh, nice pitch.
That was a beautiful pitch.
A lot of movement on that.
I mean, the Eagles have just looked like a well-oiled machine.
They need to score runs in this inning, though, Griff. Sean Driscoll's held them at bay since that 6-run inning for the most part.
Yeah, no, he has done a great job just since the second inning. That's when the 6 runs were scored. I mean, it's really if you take away the second inning, it's a 1-0 game right now.
I think that adrenaline really kicked in after the 6 runs. The Eagles have started to calm the bats down a little bit and just look to make contact.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some guys come out there swinging with some power behind it, but I think the Eagles just need to continue to go back to just getting on base. I mean, that's what they did such a good job of in that second inning. I mean, they got, I believe, almost all their guys that got on base.
Yeah.
Graber's up in the count 3-1 right now. If you're Coach O, what are you telling Graber?
Oh, I mean, clearly. I mean, he made a statement with Laxton earlier that pumped this game wide open. You're going green light all day long here. All day long. Go for it. Put it in play. Give us a shot to get some runs in. And Audubon knows that.
And he walks on.
You got to wonder how much more leash as we have a mound visit took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. mean, he has to be 70, 80.
Yeah, they're going to make a change here. Everybody getting back into the rhythm here as we work with our support staff up here in the booth, trying to get some. You know, there's when you come to Union Field, there's some things that you just expect to hear. Expect to hear Kenny Chesney, American Kids. Expect to hear Rocky played in the 7th inning.
Yeah. I mean, this is I think Union Field's very, very electric, especially when we come here Wednesday night. I mean, that's going to be an atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry to report, Griff, that Wednesday night
has
been changed.
Yeah, because the thunderstorm, right?
You heard it here first. Breaking news. Everything's breaking news these days.
Yeah.
Breaking news that the Haddonfield game has actually been moved to tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
At Haddonfield.
At Haddonfield?
At 4 p.m.
Really?
Yes. So we're going to flip-flop the home and aways.
Got it.
So that now May 18th, the Dogs will come over to Union Field for a 6 p.m. twilight start.
Last time we had a night game here, Gloucester Catholic, R.J. Mason.
Oh, chills.
I mean, just thinking about that. I mean, I think that everyone in West Everett has seen that video.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the most electric moments ever here.
Certainly in our baseball program's history is amazing. And, you know, one of the reasons people are like, what are you moving games for? Well, when you get the kind of weather that we're anticipated, it's really hard in a COVID season to move games back.
Yeah.
Because there's really no guarantee from one day to the next. I mean, the amount of changes that happen on a daily basis is absolutely astronomical because people are getting shut down and people don't have enough players or whatnot. So to move it up a day, tomorrow's going to be 72 degrees, beautiful day. You know, we had some transportation issues that had to get sorted out that forced us to flip-flop the games, but the reality is we're going to get the game in.
I mean, all the West Effort programs have done a great job with that, getting the games in no matter what. I mean,
Yes.
none of the programs have really suffered from the COVID season. Where you look around all over the state, all over the nation, a lot of teams aren't playing as many games as they can.
Yeah, I think every team has played their full slate of games so far to date.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Jim Rafa right up here for the Eagles.
Girls Lax update. Eagles are up 10-2.
10-2. Great job right there by the Lady Eagles.
4 minutes into the second half. Got under it.
You're gonna get a run here though.
Dan's showing some power today, man. That must be that Brandon Marty Fitness Center power.
As the run comes in for the Eagles. That was the pinch runner, Luke Cumes, who came in for Jerry Sikora. Like you said, Coach Mel, we have seen some serious power.
I mean, that drifted to the warning track. I didn't anticipate that getting to the warning track when it came off the bat.
Neither did I. I didn't think it was going to
Now, the wind is blowing straight out the center, according to the American flag. So, maybe a little bit of assistance, but that's not the first ball he's driven deep today.
And it didn't look like he was necessarily swinging with a lot of power behind it, too. I mean, it just looked like he was just a natural swing.
These bats these kids get to use these. I mean, you might as well just... it's unbelievable. BG up here. What's BG's count for today here, Griff?
Brian reached on base with the error, but he had a single, so he's 1 for 2 right now.
Turned on it. Another one driving him.
2 hands gets the job done, Coach Morrell.
Still got a run in that inning. It was good to see. It's good to see. I heard some chirping out there. Luke Laxton was waiting to see if the ball was caught initially. You got to go. Got to know, sophomore, 2 outs. You got to run.
2 outs. You got to go no matter what, especially with the wind. Like you said, Coach Morrell, the wind is taking the ball.
And I think when you're coaching in a game like this right now, that's something that you're getting your point across that, hey, you need to continue to pay attention to detail when you get late in a game and you're up big. Your focus can't go by the wayside.
Yeah, so it's looking like you said earlier. I'm interested. It looks like Brian Gallagher's going to come out. It looks like they're going to try to save some arms for tomorrow.
Wow, I'll tell you right now, if Brian Gallagher can finish this game
huge.
Anywhere close to a complete game, that is massive.
Yeah, that'd be huge, especially with the game being moved to tomorrow. Gotta save some arms.
Be able to have your full slate. I mean, and I talking to Coach Oler in the preseason, I think his expectations were that Brian would be able to do something like he's doing right now. And so as much as I'm a little bit shocked he's still out there, I really shouldn't be surprised, because I think that this was what they believed, they being the coaching staff, believed Brian was capable of from the start.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kid who plays baseball year-round. That's what you want to see out of Brian. Kid who's a pivotal piece of the team's success. You want to see this out of him.
Brian did a great job lending his talents to our Eagle TV live stream throughout the fall and the winter as he filmed his classmates, and friends, and were able to bring all their games to the world. So, paying him a little tribute now as we bring him to the world. It's your turn, Bri.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what he wants to. Brian Gallagher is a kid who loves this stuff right here. I think this is something that he's going to take head on.
Now back for Green Wave right fielder Zach Beebe.
Got Zach Beebe up here right now, down in the count 0-1.
If you're Audubon, you're thinking, all right, great, he's back out here again. Let's take advantage of it. Yep. Oh, that was nasty. Pulled the string on that sucker.
That was a really nice pitch, and I think anyone in here was swinging at that one.
Let them do their work, buddy. Let them do their work.
And that's going to be important for the Eagles. If Brian Gallagher's going to complete this game, plays like that, letting your boys behind you take care of the business.
Big time shout out to Dora Edge. Yeah, if I can take a minute to check in with our sponsors. Dora Edge, we redid the infield.
Looks beautiful.
This all season. Big project, Dora Edge and South Jersey Turf. And what made me think of it was, in years past, that ball right there takes a ridiculous hop off the lip of the infield.
Union takes those hops, yep.
And that ball just rolled nicely to Luke Laxton. So maybe I'm giving Luke Laxton a little too much credit. Maybe the credit should be going to Dora Edge, but the infield looks beautiful. The new mound and home plate area looks wonderful, and I would recommend them to anybody looking to redo your infield. Oh man, Lax is just getting to work in there. He's
having himself a day.
Now batting the Green Wave catcher Ryan Zimmer.
I mean, if you're Coach O and the coaching staff over there, you got to be blown away by Luke Laxton.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm absolutely blown away. That is phenomenal. He's done such a great job at third base, and third base is a tough position to play. I mean, you got consistent long throws.
Yeah, it is. It can be intimidating.
Yep.
But how good does Brian Gallagher feel right now that he knows he can just put it over the plate and let his guys make plays?
From Brian Gallagher, I feel great. And let his boys make his play again. Nick Tomasetto, Ian Murphy, great job. Brian Gallagher's in great position to finish this game.
That brings us to the bottom of the sixth inning with the Eagles up 8-0. And we're getting towards the home stretch of this thing.
Yeah. Brian Gallagher doing a phenomenal job right there. I mean, but he really trusted his boys, and that's what it comes down to. When you trust the guys behind you, you're gonna be set up for success.
Absolutely.
I mean, for the other pitchers too. I mean, Nick Tomasetto, who's one of the pitchers, and Alec Roselli, who made a great play earlier. You got to be looking at these guys in the infield, and you got to be real confident.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Griff. Most of the guys that you see out in the field have pitched at some point this preseason. Dan Marafa was on the mound for 2 mounds. Ben Marafa, who I know is not out there right now, but could come off the bench and throw a couple innings. I've seen Ian Murphy throw a couple innings. Obviously, you have Alec Roselli. So there's a stable of guys that can come in and give you 2 solid innings. Tomasetto, you mentioned.
Yep. That's why I'm really excited to see Tomasetto out. I can't wait to see him on the hill.
And I think that's one of the, this season, for the first time ever, pitchers and catchers reported early.
Yeah, reported a week early, if I'm correct.
A week early, and I think that gave the coaching staff an opportunity to work very closely with guys who they may not have had the time to work with in the past and develop some more arms in the pen.
I mean, like you said, Coach Morrell, you got plenty of guys in the preseason. I mean, that's a great use of the preseason. Now that we're talking about it, seeing what you got on the mound, you getting them both Marafas on there for a few visits, see what they're made of. You got Tomasetto, you got Roselli, you got Murphy, you got all these guys you can take a visit on the mound if you need an inning or two.
And they're going to need it down the stretch because the schedule does not get any easier.
No, this is a team, but that's what you want from the Eagles. I mean, this is a team who wants the challenge.
All right, Nick Tomasetto, let's go, buddy. You are due. 0 for 3 right now, sitting, correct?
Yeah, correct, 0 for 3.
Backwards K on the last at-bat.
Yep.
He's done a great job on the field today. He needs to settle in. Woo! Don't do too much.
Got a nice breeze from that one right here.
Kurt Petchman Sr. on the mound here, bringing some heat, establishing himself. Whew. Out to a quick 0-2.
Yeah, two swings right there. He's putting a lot behind both of those swings.
Oof.
3 straight.
Nice
right
job by Kurt Petchman there.
Kurt Petchman, also a wrestler for the Audubon Green Wave.
38?
Yeah, I believe he was 38
38 or
pounder.
45?
38 or 45. He was one of them.
What's going to be interesting is this matchup because, Ian Murphy dares you to bring the heat.
Yep.
Petchman just went 3 straight fastballs. And this might be where the rubber meets the road. Yes, sir.
I think Ian Murphy wanted to see if he was going to throw anything else. I think Ian Murphy's going to settle in and look for a big one right here.
He better. He can be settling in on the bench pretty soon. Because Kurt is bringing it. Oh, boy.
Where's that going?
Gone.
That is out of here.
Right, season.
That one looked amazing off the bat.
I mean, I think he just knew it. We knew it when he came up. Like, that's why it's an interesting matchup. Murph loves sitting dead red on heaters, and Kurt made it clear off the bat that he was coming out throwing gas, and
he sent that one. I don't know if you ever played MLB The Show, Coach Morrell, but in MLB The Show, you can guess the pitch right here, where it's going to be and what kind of pitch it was. And you get, like, these red indicators.
Yeah.
And Murph just did that and just took it deep. And
sorry, I haven't played video games recently.
You got to play MLB The Show.
Some people have to work.
Dean Goldberg now up. 1-0 count after a big Ian Murphy home run right there.
And Petchman trying to take a little bit off that last one. I think he's a little hesitant to throw another heater in there right off the bat. There's his curveball.
Dean Goldberg now up in the count 2-0. Seeing a little bit different stuff from Kurt Petchman.
I'm sorry, I've been saying Petchman the whole time. Isaiah Pinckney making it happen over there at third base. That was a tough catch right there.
Yeah, he's made himself. He's made up for some of those plays earlier, some of those errors. He's doing a great job over there. I'm sure once the season settles in more, I'm sure that he's going to be in a much better spot.
Looks like we got a little change here. We got Cole Ambrosius
coming in for Alec Roselli.
So the question is Roselli coming in to
he might be coming in the closest game.
Close it out, yeah.
Eagles Cole Ambrosius.
See the Cole Ambrosius got.
Cole had a tough preseason. I don't think he played as well as he wanted to. He struggled a little bit with the breaking stuff as Petchman throws him a curveball right off the bat. And really want to see, this is Cole's sport, man. He spends a lot of time working on this game, and he just needs some confidence.
Yeah, confidence goes a long way in any sport, and especially a sport like baseball where it's a lot of rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're coming in hot, say in the past 2 games you went 5 for 6, I mean, you feel great about yourself. But on the opposite side, if you go 0 for 6 in the past 2 games, you don't feel too good. And I mean, first game there, you want to see Cole Ambrosius do a great job. He swings right there and misses.
Petchman doing a nice job and now starting to move his location around a little bit more. I think he tried to come out and power right through it, and Murph kind of settled that down a little bit. Now you see Petchman picking his spots a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach Morrell. It looks like he was just throwing straight fastballs right there, but now that Ian Murphy took him deep, looks like he's starting to open up a little bit more.
He's struggling to find the inside of the plate, but he's all over the edge of the plate on the outside.
Nice hit.
Good drop. It's going to be a long run.
Yeah, it might drop.
Man.
And it drops. Good job right there by Cole Ambrosius.
That no man's land has just been a killer. I don't know if I've ever seen this many balls hitting into that no man's land, being that 10 to 12 yards off the back lip of the infield, where the outfield is just a little too deep to get there, and it's just a little too deep for those middle infielders to get to, man.
Yeah, like we've talked about that all game. It just drops right in the perfect spot every time.
And it's been like that since the first inning.
Yeah, the whole game it's been like that. That's good for Cole Ambrosius, though.
It is, yeah. He needed that.
Oh, is that one going to get past? And it does. Good job right there, Joey Sakuro.
There's that little union hop we were talking about. And Sakuro, it's between him and Laxton for me in terms of my MVPs of this game, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach Mel, because, they've both done such a great job.
Yeah, both in the field and at the plate.
Yeah, both of them have both reached every time they've been up. Joey Sakuro, 2 for 2 with the walk and 2 singles, and Laxton's been on base with 3 singles.
And you know why? Because they're not trying to do too much.
And that matters when on the grand scheme of things. Like we see some guys who are swinging and trying to put too much on the ball. Just get on base. That's all you need to do.
Great eye from 17, Laxton. Proud of the dugout, continuing to bring some juice here late in the game.
That speaks a lot about the senior leadership over there.
That's playable.
Yeah, it's playable for sure. But Luke Laxton, man, he's been really doing a great job.
And that brings us into the top of the 7th. And who comes out to the mound?
Brian Gallagher's at the mound.
Brian Gallagher gallantly walks on top of the hill to try to finish this thing off with a complete game.
I love it. I love the decision, Coach Morrell. He's done a great job. And I think the way that the field is playing, why not?
Absolutely. And how about this? Sakuro is Sakuro out, and we have freshman Brendan Lockery back behind the plate. Is he just catching until Joey gets dressed, or is this a big
Well, yeah, I think he's catching until Joey got dressed because Joey just reached on base.
Right.
Yep, Joey Sakura is coming out right now.
Big Brendan Lockery fan. He's going to be a good one down the road. Only a freshman.
But you love seeing that. Those reps matter if you're Brendan Lockery. You're catching from the ace of the Eagles right there. It doesn't matter if it's a warm up in the bullpen or whatnot. You're catching from the ace of the team.
At the bottom of, at the middle, we're getting into the meat of the order here with Audubon. So this is, if there's ever going to be an opportunity for them to come back and try to make something special happen, this is certainly that moment.
Yeah, they need a big inning right here.
Girls Lax update. West Defford currently up 13-4 on Sterling.
It's a great job by girls lacrosse.
I'll tell you what, I got to question some of the calls from the music staff here in between innings. Playing a lot of the music you youngsters listen to.
I don't know what that was. I don't listen to that.
Third baseman Isaiah Pinckney.
Audubon trying to bring the juice over there, and big matchup here. Pinckney needs to get on base, needs to make Gallagher work.
Nice.
Ripped it.
That's a nice hit right there.
Ripped it in a spot that neither Thomas or Laxton had a shot to get to.
And that's what you need right there if you're Audubon. That's how you need to start the inning off. Did he go on that one? And say no. Oh, yeah. No, they said he didn't go on that one.
Charles Grady coming in. This is his first action of the game. We'll take a strike however we can get it.
Luke Laxton, I like the effort right there on that one.
Agreed.
He looked like he was getting ready to turn too right away.
He was, man.
He's been on fire over there in that corner.
Some swag, as you would say over there. That's a good pitch.
See, Corey Baglow continue to make another play.
2 hands.
Two hands.
There it is.
And that's one right there where I believe you need 2 hands. You want to be secure in that one. I mean, you're backpedaling. You're not really settled. I mean, that's the perfect example why you need 2 hands right there.
And a big out to stunt the momentum that Audubon had with Pinckney getting on base with a great hit, and now you stunt that momentum a little bit and try to make him regain it. Jordan Fowler up at the plate.
See that, Coach Morrell? Stunting that momentum was huge. Oh.
It's a little fatigue. Oh, see, that is an example of fatigue playing a role. Brian is trying to get that curve to break, and did not break there.
All right, so now you got a runner on first and second. I think depending on how this batter goes, just they see if Brian comes out or not. That's big for Audubon. I mean, you only got 1 out, and you got man on first and second. This is big.
Absolutely. Sean Driscoll, who was in the game as a pitcher for the first 5 and a third innings. Trying to help team out here. And I'm going to be honest with you, Griff, I'm telling Brian, hey, man, do not walk this batter.
Yeah, you don't want to walk the bases loaded.
Make him hit the ball in play. And let's see what happens.
I think you start looking to get inside and just get some guaranteed strikes right here.
Some frustration, I think, from not frustration, just some trying to be patient from Brian. It's a good pitch.
Hearing some chatter back and forth too. None from the Eagles dugout. I believe it's coming from someone under us.
Well, Audubon knows 9-0. This is their last gasp, and they need this now. Oh. There's a no man's land opportunity. They try to shoot 2. Gutsy play there because that ball gets away. We're going to get runs in the game.
You're letting up at least 1, possibly 2 right there if the ball gets away, and depending on how far it gets away from you.
Now bounds the green wave, designator John Kiesel.
John Perosi. Bases loaded, 1 out, and third base coach of Audubon says, hey, man, get in there and hit.
You don't have another choice right now. You need to start getting some runs.
The good news is that you're any base situation right now. So anything in the infield, you're going to the closest base possible.
Yep.
You don't have to go home with the ball and try to get the lead runner. You just need to tag any base, and you're going to get an out. And that's certainly helpful because now you're forcing them to hit the ball in the outfield if they want to stay alive.
Getting some juice over here from the Audubon dugout. It looks like they still believe. They still got the chance over there, and that's great to hear from them. Got a 1-1 count.
Good pitch.
Good pitch right there.
Brian reaching deep for anything he's got left in the tank right here. He knows. He's savvy. He's been around a while. He knows how important it is for him to finish this game and what that does for going into tomorrow.
He's got himself a 2-2 count now. I mean, if Brian Gallagher is able to finish this game, that's huge, like we were alluding to earlier. Good hit.
That's right where it needed to be, and it will hold the runners, so one will score. Isaiah Pinckney crosses the plate. He started this whole inning off with a rip in that shortstop third base hole. Brian Gallagher is left out there to battle.
Now batting for the Green Wave shortstop, Kurt Hickman.
It's a good pitch right there.
This becomes a little bit of psychological warfare for Brian as well, and he needs to believe that he can get out of this inning and finish this game.
Also, if you're Kurt Peckman up here right now, you got to relax a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to be calm in the box.
Oof.
Looks like he was looking to go right there. Didn't go, but I mean, you got to remain calm. Like I was just alluding to. I mean, you got to be relaxed in there. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself. One-two count right here. Getting some serious juice from the Audubon dugout right now as they're cheering on Kurt.
Puts it in play. Tell him, great job, Lax. You kidding me? Almost.
Oh, he's out. Luke got the tag on third.
Yeah. You didn't
I
see
thought I saw it attempt it.
No, I thought he turned two right there. I saw the tag.
I didn't
on
see
the
the tag.
shortstop. I thought he actually turned that double play, and talk about a way to put an exclamation point on a great day. Would have been, making that tag and shooting it over to first for a double, but still a heads up play by Lax.
He's really has been so impressive.
It's just consistent.
That's a nice hit ball.
Got to come up swinging.
He was again leaving first base unattended to.
Yeah, Audubon trying to just methodically put some runs on the board here. And pitching coach Adam DiLorenzo heads out into the mound, and this is where you need to be a little bit of a psychologist as a coach. And, what are you thinking? What do you like? What do you not like? Can we do this? Because if we can't do it, let's not waste our time. We'll go to somebody else. We got more arms. What do you want to do? And
Brian, they're sticking with him.
Yeah, you knew he wasn't stepping.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't think Brian's the type of kid to leave this situation. I think he wants to take this head on.
Yeah, he's absolutely going to step up to that challenge.
You got yourself an 8-point cushion. I mean, you got one more out.
There we go. Didn't clear the count.
Oh, yeah, no.
And after the mound visit, comes out and throws the strike. Right on cue. Well
nice hit ball.
Well hit.
Nice hit ball.
Aaron Graber's having none
what
of it.
a play.
Aaron Graber will have none of that.
What a play right there by Aaron Graber. He's
Rangy.
celebrating. I don't blame him.
It looks like he's scoring touchdowns back in the fall right there. Outstanding job by West Effort Eagles. Griff, who's your MVP of the game here?
Luke Laxton.
Luke Laxton. I'm gonna go ahead. Sorry.
I want to give love to Joey Sikora too. I mean, can we give co-MVPs? Is that possible?
Well, your generation wants everybody to have a trophy, so I guess we can do that.
Nah, if that's I'm going Luke Laxton.
I want to go Joey Sikora. I think he's was really solid behind the plate. Big time throw down to second base, as well as did a great job at the plate. Coming in I'll go 1 and 1A. There's Laxton at 1A. But in reality, just a great job all around by the entire team, and fundamentally as good of a game as I've seen West Effort play in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hit on. I wanted to hit on how fundamentally sound this team looked. I mean, Coach Uller and the coaching staff over there is doing a great job. I mean, I'm truly blown away. Like you said, that's one of the best performances you've seen fundamentally in a long time. That that was a great game by the Eagles.
Yep, and that'll send them over to Spicer Field tomorrow for a 4 o'clock first pitch against the Dogs of Haddonfield. Great job, Michael Griffith.
Thank you for joining me, Coach Morrell, and that's going to wrap it up today as the Eagles get the 9-1 win, and want to give a special shout-out to Sean Fleming, stepping in a big role right here. Me and Mr. Kirsch and I have been talking about doing this for a long time, but we needed one man, and maybe the most important man behind this little operation still left of me right here, Sean Fleming. Want to give a huge shout-out to Sean Fleming for stepping up.
Shawnee.
I mean, this is huge. I mean, this is an opportunity for me, and I just want to say thank you, Sean, personally. But that's going to wrap it up as the Eagles come away with a 9-1 victory against a really good Green Wave team. And like you said, Coach Mel,